Hello everyone, the hypothetical audience. Thought I'd do a little stream. I wanted to play. I've been doing a lot of things today. And I thought I'd add streaming Celestian Tales to the list. Let's see. Let's advertise this a bit. That'll cut out the audio, but that can't really help that. That's a problem with. That's a problem with the game. The audio cuts out when you don't have the window selected. It's sort of convenient for other things, less convenient for this particular sort of activity. Streaming, that is. Doing some advertising. Streaming now. There we go. Let people know that I'm online. I'm not sure how long I'll be streaming today. Or tonight, really. It's past 11 PM in my neck of the woods. I have no idea where I went for that accent. It's a funny sort of thing. But then again, it's part of just babbling. Babbling. Because I'm trying to do other stuff at the same time. Hope you'll bear with me. Let's see, there as well. Spamming it all around. Etelä-Suomen rooli- ja strategiapeliyhdistys. And what else? What else? Cryo. I'll have to. Oh, and why not? The leftist students of Oulu. Let's see. I'll put it in. Put there. Haven't been to that server for a while. I think I'm still the owner, though. It might very well be. Oh, Onkaloinen. Glad to see you here. The stream was a surprise to me as well, pretty much. It's actually, I just, you know, I created a profile on OBS Studio for the account, and I sort of thought, oh, why not? Oh, hello, Crowley9. Glad to see you here. I don't remember seeing you here before. But I'm still glad you're here. Let's see, one more bit of advertising, and then there we are. That's good. That's enough. Oh, I'll be gentle. The characters may not be, though. You never know. But yeah, I'll have to try to remember how to play this game again. You see, the thing is, I'm very used to mouse and keyboard. This game only supports keyboard, and the Controls aren't entirely intuitive, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, the arrows control this bit. Excellent. And we'll load game. Apparently my fingers remember what to do. Crowley9, are you familiar with the game Celestian Tales? Yeah. It's, yeah. First things first, get away from that thing. Like, I really dislike the sound that a save point makes. And it's the first sound you hear when you start the game. But yeah, it's your basic sort of like JRPG thing. Not Japanese though. I have no idea where they're from. Like, guessing from various things, I'd say like Poland or whatever. Doesn't really matter though. They're not native. The people who wrote this aren't native English speakers though. I'm fairly certain of that. Because there are some things that just don't quite sit right. It's not bad. Like, I sort of like the writing of the game. Okay. Let's see. What the hell were we doing? Okay, let's do what we did before and check out the logbook, because that tells us what we were about, and it also helps me sort of warm up. So we've got the prologue, blah 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 blah. Chapter 3. Call to battle. Oh, a bit of background actually. Especially for Crowley9 and anyone else who hasn't followed the stream before. I'm playing with Isaac. This guy, this handsome devil. The party is composed of nobility. The squires, they want to be knights. And to be a knight, you have to be nobility. The thing is that Isaac Golden Lake isn't Isaac Golden Lake. The guy I'm playing is a peasant who killed the wounded Isaac Golden Lake while on the road, and took his identity. So that's sort of context for what we see here. My character's mother died because died of illness because the clergy would not give her medicine that was reserved for the nobility. So, motivation. Okay, the logbook, storyline, chapter 3, call to battle. So those are Lady Belenus and the Seneschal. One resides in Godland, the other in the seat of justice. Both in the great plains where my village was. And still we were milked to death by the nobles. What use are great warriors if they can't bring prosperity to the people? What use are their titles if they can't get their peers to uphold justice? The Geraldines are the kind of people I never want to get close to. They put on a nice and pious mask, but choke their people as close to death as they can. I know. My village was one among many who were under such nobles. So that's what world enders look like. World enders are, well, let us say orcs. Big brutish, like people, apparently men from across the seas. Suddenly I'm glad I didn't join the militia when I was young. Not like I could anyway, as that would leave Mother doing everything on her own. I can't keep myself from thinking of the soldiers, the unsung heroes who die in this war to defend the realm. Reynard's confidence got the best of me when he mentioned glory. I shouldn't have retorted. Luckily, it was just between us squires, else I would have drawn more attention than I'd like. We need to report back to Sir Arthur now. He'll convey the situation to the generals who will make decisions on what to do next. Reynard is the boisterous, a glory-seeking berserker of the bunch. Ilian is a half-elf. The elves apparently are live in some sort of, one could say, communist society. Not entirely sure, judging from what the game has given me so far. Arya is from a hyper-pious and hypocritical, courtly sort of family. Very rich, very distinguished. Lucienne is a fan favorite, and a favorite of the audience, who has been trained in warfare, in military disciplined sort of warfare from infancy, and Camille is the daughter of a merchant noble and an inventor sort of person. Conmen pretending to be nobility. I like those stories for some reason. I agree, Crowley. I depends on the con man or the con artist. Like, the nobility have their privilege based on the work of others, so it's only fair that you get to enjoy that privilege every once in a while. Of course, if you're just pretending to be a nobility, you still enjoy the privileges of nobility. So if you don't do anything to change the conditions, then you're just joining a noble class, and that is a bit problematic. But I can't really begrudge anyone trying to enjoy those privileges, at least for a while. Now, hello, Lassi Lintunen. Good evening. It's been a while since I've streamed. I really can't remember what I've been doing here. Lady Baroness is away to the offensive. Her tent is not for public entry. Please return later. That's the priests. Okay, nothing here. Nothing sparkling in a lootable sort of way. This is probably the place I want to go. Yeah. Can't remember the plot, but does it really matter? Okay. Now we get a shitload of voices. Do not hope for consistency here, by the way. That I won't be able to deliver. Oh, I've leveled up since you last saw my stream. Oh, thank you. I'm not sure how. I've got pretty much the same setup. Actually, the resolution might be better now. Yeah, if you can give me more specific feedback listening into it, and I'd really appreciate that, actually. And besides, I haven't really got into the voice acting bit yet. I can still fuck that up royally. But yeah, well, that actually brings us to Rosoval. And this is like the... Oh, character has leveled up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the character has leveled up several times, yes. We're sort of maybe 60% through the game, maybe? Or at least this sort of... Yeah, with this character. Yeah, you didn't say anything about voice acting. But you can sort of blast me when I get there. But yeah, speaking of blasting, this guy is Brian Blessed, basically. So that would take a lot of energy and a lot of shouting. So if the audio breaks too fucking bad, actually I'll turn it down a little bit so it's not quite as sensitive. We should go on the offensive. Choke them on White Rock Hills before they pour out of there. They've already started marching down the hills. We won't be in time. And if we fight them in the open, we'll lose too many of our people. Then what's your suggestion, Marianne? We can't stay here and wait for them to come while Mooncalm and Farblade crumble. I've just recently listened several times over the Flash Gordon soundtrack by Queen, and that's got some really juicy clips from Brian Blessed. So this comes fairly easily now. We can't charge blindly. Well, really haven't warmed up to this. We can't charge blindly either. We won't have enough men for the offensive on the shores. You're both right. We should go on the offensive and defensive at the same time. What the hell are you talking about, Sev? Did you mean a pincer attack? Forget it. We can't afford to split our forces thin. If they turn and focus on one side, there'd be too many casualties. We're not splitting our forces. The combined army shall go on the offensive. As for the defensive side, we shall ask Farblade. The soldiers of Durandal have dwindled in number, defending the hills and waiting for us. They're mending wounds and counting bodies, and you ask them to hold the line? No, not the Durandal soldiers. We'll need Farblade itself to be the defense team. Grasping at all the bits of praise you can. Oh yes. It is this stream alone that gives me some sort of sense of self-worth. Without this stream and my audience and all the praise, I am nothing. Is there anyone in Rome who has not slept with my daughter? Yeah, that's a juicy bit. Actually, got the DVD once upon a time. I Claudius. I think that's from I Claudius. Also, it's also got Patrick Stewart in it with a toupee. But back to the game. The city's walls are formidable, and its castle upon a hill is very defensible. If we can goad the Enders to attack there, the city itself should be able to hold them for a while. And while they're busy at it, We come from the back and squeeze them dead. Good plan, Sev. But it'll be a pain in the ass to execute. The Lady Durandal is a reasonable woman. I'm sure she can see through your plans. But I imagine the rest of her generals won't happily agree to have their city besieged. Oh, Astari. The Vizier sort of character. Actually can't remember what voice I... like, it was deeper? Refined? If I go for seductive that way, might work. Not maybe on my audience, but it might be appropriate. I might be able to help with that. I'm listening, Sarastri. As Sarata said, many of the Durandal soldiers are currently wounded. They'll need medical supplies, but can't get much because they're too busy fighting. If I can bring them some of ours, I'm sure it'll be an interesting incentive. That could work indeed, but our supplies aren't exactly abundant either. If something goes wrong and we have higher casualties than expected, it'll be a tough recovery. And then it's an uphill battle from there on. Indeed so. But if we succeed, we'll push back the Enders and at the same time help the Durandals. What do you think about this scenario, Lord Severin? Very well. We shall take that risk. Take half of all our medical supplies with you, Sarastri. Make sure the Durandals are cooperative. I'll get right to it, Lord General. Our point of attack shall be the Longtooth Pass, the fork between here, Farblade, and White Rock. We'll move out at noon 3 days from now. Get your troops ready, you two. On it, Sev. No need to tell me twice. The three of us fighting together again? It's like old times, isn't it? Well, no time to waste then. I'll have the paladins ready. I actually can't remember at all what sort of voice I did for Marianne. Then, what would you have me do, Lord General? While the army marches to fight the Enders, you will stay here. Really? Thank the Deus. I mean, it's unfortunate I can't join the fight. Your task would be to guard our supplies in this camp. Keep an eye out for scouts, and make sure there's food and bandages for the army when it returns. Take these squires. They'll help you in your task. Wait a minute. You mean we won't be joining the fight itself? That's correct, Squire. I expect you to follow orders. Can you do it? All right. Fine. Good. Good. Then this meeting is dismissed. Get some rest, squires. You'll need all your strength in 3 days. Interesting discussions about backstabbing. Crowley 9 recently played the Marathon Games. Can tell that no, Durandal is never cooperative. I have no idea what that is. But doesn't really matter now, does it? I find that, again, I'm talking, like, trying to talk and read too quickly. Okay, now we're supposed to rest. Somewhere like here? Or no, this was the supply tent. It's bad form to rest there. This is probably it. Actually, I'll save the game before. Because I started playing games in the 80s and you save often. No, this isn't our... No, I have no idea where I am. Or rather, where I'm supposed to be. Ding, ding, ding. Is this it? Or is it one of these? This seems to be the female squire's tent. I shouldn't be here. But this tent is not so nice. I wonder how those girls can be so neat and tidy. Arya, Lucienne and Camille may be used to organizing things due to their background. But Iliane... I'd expect her sheets to have more than 6 different colors by now. Amica cazzo. Welcome. Yeah. Alright. Time to leave now. Shouldn't be here in the first place. Okay. Like, I've seen women's bathrooms. Like, there's a lot of mysticism there. It, as far as I can tell, really not a gender thing. Very much a personality thing. But I am, frankly, disappointed that Iliane's sheets are not covered in like 6 different colors. I wonder if she's feeling okay. Yeah, let's rest and see what the new day brings us. Ooh. Glad to bring you some rest and relaxation, was it? Now, if you'd been really lucky, I would have been doing a map drawing dungeon draft stream, and that would be all Bob Rossi. Crowley 9. 6 different colours. As a man, I am biologically incapable of identifying that many. Yeah, actually, that's actually a thing I want to touch upon. We had this discussion in our English philology courses, like the first year or something, about the way language... actually, let's say there's a map drawing stream on YouTube, Noppaturi. Check it out when you have the time. But before then, just give me some engagement, please. Yeah, we had this discussion about how language affects something as general as colors, and it was basically stated that men don't see as many colors as women, and the example we were given, or the demonstration rather, that was provided, was that men were asked to name the color of a sweater. I said brown because I was like the one person who answers questions, and most of the women chuckled. Uh, that's not brown, and they gave another sort of color. But then I revised my statement. Yeah, that is bestial brown with a brown ink, chestnut ink, and with highlights in bestial brown and oak brown. I got a shitload of colors. I just got different names for them. Yeah, as Gorma says, yeah, how much granularity is needed. Because the granularity that I provided ultimately was way too much, way more than is in any way necessary. Ooh, but now, actually, this is interesting. Back to the game, because Isaac and Lucienne haven't really talked like one-on-one at any point during the game, and Lucienne is one of the favorites. An interesting character. And my audience has found her to be aesthetically appealing as well. No, I'm not using the mouse. I wonder, why isn't anything happening? That was probably the first time I've heard you talk so much. Hmm? Back then, with Renard. Oh. Lots of dot. Do you truly believe what you said? What did I say? That the essence of knighthood is to protect, not harm. I believe that's the reason we, as the noble caste, are worthy of leading. If we don't protect our people, why would they need us at all? We can't expect others to follow us unless we prove that under our leadership they can prosper. Your view of the world is so idealistic, Lucienne. Unfortunately, many nobles in this realm don't share those same views. Many think they're born better, higher. To rule is their right, mandated from the Deus. They don't care for the good of the lowborns. The lowborns should care for theirs. I want to believe your words, Luce. I really do. But even if we strive our best for the good of the commoners, what then? We're just squires. When the higher nobles suck the lives of poor villagers, what can we do? The General, Lord Uncle, once told me, wars aren't won by those who lead. A leader is only as strong as his followers. Thus we must treat them with respect, lest they turn on us. A noble without compassion for his followers is doomed to fall, Isaac. If this realm refuses to accept that, then so will it fall. And that is why we, as knights-to-be, should strive to uphold the right path of nobility. If it doesn't start from ourselves, where else would it be? More nobles should learn... More nobles should learn from you and your Lord Uncle, Lucien. Maybe if they had, this realm would have been a far better place. Right now, I'm but a squire. None would follow she who hasn't even been knighted. So am I, Luce. But as you said, we are the knights of tomorrow. Someday we could be landed, with our own banners, our own people. We can enact our own rules, our own small utopia, where our views of a just and righteous realm is a reality. It's but a distant dream. But if that time ever comes, Luce, I hope you're still holding on to those ideals. And I shall expect you to have followed the same ideals as well, Isaac. I will. I have to, for the sake of those who were born commoners. You're a good man, Isaac. A rare sight these days among the nobility. Me? A good man? You must be joking, Luce. No, I really believe you are. Your gestures, your words, they show that you care for others, not just for yourself. Such virtue is often forgotten by those in power. But you're different, Isaac. I'm not sure I'm worthy of such praise. It's good to be humble, but also important to acknowledge your own strengths. Just take the compliments. It costs you nothing. Well, thank you for the nice word. Thank you for the nice words, then. I've been speaking all day. I should go and take a rest now. Don't force yourself with the spear, Luce. See you later, Isaac. Let's check the chat. Crowley 9. That reminds me of coming across a discussion about writing fantasy in different languages. You compare English and Finnish, for example. In Finnish there's less words for different types of swords, but Finnish has a more diverse vocabulary for words relating to nature. Yeah, and also one thing that I've noticed is the Finnish language doesn't really have a good replacement for sir. It's prolonged and silly, the thing we say. Yeah, Crowley, no, like it really doesn't matter what you think about the pronunciation of Deus, because I actually tackled this or had to sort of wrestle with this. The way they talk is really weird. The way they insert sort of fake Latin into the conversation here, it feels like it is meant to sound weird. And also they have funny spellings. But yeah, that doesn't... Interesting point that Lucien made earlier there, that the nobility are supposed to protect the commoners. But, like, why can't we have the commoners protecting themselves? That's always the justification of the people with the power of violence. That, yeah, we need to hold on to this power of violence, we can't distribute it, in order to protect you from violence. And then someone raises their hand and asks, okay, who's going to protect us from violence by you? And then they get shot down. That's something of a systemic problem, I would say. And we actually got a taste of this utopian fief that Isaac was talking about. That you as a basically a dictator, as an overlord, as a feudal lord, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and you can make a utopia. How do you know what sort of utopia to make? I wouldn't trust any noble who hasn't actually lived the life of a commoner to design any sort of utopia. Because if they can't really understand what it is to be at the working end of the line of what it's like for the majority, then what do they know? Oh, yeah, good point, Crowley9, about Latin. Took Latin courses in university. I like the attitude our teacher had. You don't really need to speak or write Latin in today's world. We just focus in understanding it here. Yeah. We had a compulsory Latin class when I started. It's sort of just to get a grasp on like academic language. It was really useful, actually. I liked it. Also had a bit of a crush on the teacher. But yeah, enough social commentary for now. I'll go a bit forward with the game. Maybe once we get to the combat bits, then maybe more commentary. Look at all those soldiers, marching bravely in pride and glory for the realm. Why do we have to get stuck here, guarding the supplies? To think I would be wrangling with an Ender right now. Stop complaining, Reynard. We've been given an order, and we follow. That's what soldiers do. Whining doesn't get us anywhere. Let's just make sure the supplies are safe. Fine, fine. I'm just disappointed. That's all. Making sure the supplies are okay. Yeah, Crowley, now the combat is very much like by the numbers JRPG thing, not very deep. Guarding supplies can be boring, but it's what has been tossed to us. Okay, now we get to choose, do we do it now or later? Actually. I'd like to upgrade a weapon. Greetings, squires. My name is Edith, and I'm the army's blacksmith. I can turn your weapons into masterpieces, but it's hard to do in a limited space like this. Okay. Lucien's got a voyage. I think I'll enhance Ilian's weapon. Oh, what did the longbow do? Actually, I've got more resource for the longbow, so upgrade longbow. There we go. Be safe out there, squires. Your weapons might be sharp, but it's no reason to let your guard down. Yeah, let's stand guard. Oh, actually, no. Whoa, wait a moment. Party composition. I think I'll change folks around. Any ideas on who to include? We're gonna have Lucien. Okay, effectively that replaces Renard. Because tank. Should we take Ilian... switch over Ilian with Arya? Actually, I'll go with this team. Now, of course, let me pick a spot to stand guard. Just hang around, gardening stuff, medical supplies, and what have you. Deus, it's so boring here. We should all be in the front lines instead of just sitting around here on our butts. We're not doing nothing, Renard. We're guarding the army's supplies. Supplies are the lifeline Supplies are the lifeline of an army, Renard. If anything, we should be honoured to be entrusted with a task so important. No swinging weapons around, no shouting on the top of our lungs, no feeling the heat of battle. How can I feel honoured with such a measly chore like this? I see no reason to prefer the front lines to this seemingly meagre task. It may be safe and easy, but even Lucien has testified to its importance. Indeed, tasks such as this are usually reserved for the privileged. Though I must say, sometimes it favours the incapable. Hey, I know who you are talking about. Okay. Notifications. Apologies, Sir Arthur. I meant not... I'm a Durandal who can't wield a sword. Who else could be more incapable than me? It's my sister who wields the sacred sword. But people still talk about me all the time. All I ever wanted was to entertain others with my music. Is that too much to ask for? Tell me, squires, should we not chase our own dreams? even if they are not the ones expected us. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm just tiring, you see, playing deaf all the time. Sir Arthur, can Ely ask you to play that thing in your hand? This lute. Why would you want to hear it all of a sudden? Sir Arthur wants to entertain others with music, right? Renard is bored. Ely is scared of the war. Arya feels bad for saying something she shouldn't have. Isn't this a good time for us to be entertained? Oh, I really love this data-ish outsider talk. You're right, little elf. It's a good time indeed. I hope this song of mine can soothe your uneasy hearts, squires. Lord Arthur is actually very skilled with his instrument. Okay, I'm not sure. Like, my instinct tells me that this line should have been Lord Arthur is actually very skilled with his instrument. But now this sort of sounds a bit backhanded, or like that Lord Arthur is actually very skilled with this instrument. Of course, if you compare it to a sword. But whatever the case, Lord Arthur is actually very skilled with this instrument. 'Tis not that I have ever doubted it, but I did not expect this kind of mastery. Sorry, can you stop playing? Beg pardon? Stop playing the lute, right now! Isaac, how can thou be so rude? Sir Arthur is in the middle of danger. Didn't you hear that? Are you sure you're not daydreaming? His song attracted enemy scouts. Hey! No! Oh, don't kill me! Ready your weapons. Protect the supplies. At last! Some action! Now this is what I've been waiting for! Come at me, monsters! Actually, for my voice, it would be much better if I just, like, fully on shouted, but it's past midnight. I'd prefer not to. Okay, let's see. I haven't played this in a while. Okay, share info. I actually can't remember what skills people had, but yeah, Lucian's the tank. But yeah, let's see what skills we have here. Deals damage to all enemies. Okay, I trust we won't. I just have faith that they won't kill us right away. Yeah, I'll just volley. And let's see. Raises enemy aggression to Lucian. Shield bash. Inflict stun, that would be sort of handy. But I'll protect the others. It's what Lucian does. Da-da. Rend armor. Ha! Pathetic. Let's see. Enmity. Oh yeah, I've actually got some new skills recently. I haven't. Ah. Are they humanoid? Well, let's see if they are. I actually couldn't tell. Not sure. Okay, attack up 50% on the Ender Scout. Out of stamina, so just attack. And then impale. You. And just attack. I found that I tend to be way more elaborate with the combats than I really need to be. Okay, I got a wooden effigy. 2 of them. Yay! We survived. Their strength is inhuman. That turned a bit Irish all of a sudden, actually. Well, my accent and pronunciation is all over the place today anyway, so... who gives a shit? And those were just 3. Imagine fighting dozens of them out there in the battlefield. That was a tough fight. Thank the Deus we're all safe. The supplies are untouched too. We? You didn't do anything. Everyone fought, but you just stood there. Well, I was protecting the carriage. If they had come near the carriage, surely I would have defended it with all my might. That's odd, though. You were the closest to them when they ambushed us, Serata. Why didn't they attack you? Why wait for us, who clearly looked more in fighting shape? Luck must have a way of its own. No need to overthink things, Camille. Sometimes the world looks simple because it is. What is that sound? That's the horn to signal victory. The army must have won their fight. Long live the Old North! Long live the Lord General! Say the soldiers. Yes, eyeglasses, Crowley. And also, rather, like, well, how should I say, hipsterish eyeglasses? And actually, I don't think that we're just not used to see eyeglasses in fantasy, but there is absolutely no reason why there shouldn't be, because they do have very advanced technology and magic, which is a kind of technology ultimately, or at least that's the way it's treated. And also, actually, that Camilla has eyeglasses also indicates her status as a part of a family that embraces innovation. So it's sort of a rare artifact, in a way. But also makes her way more approachable, sort of, or a character that is you can identify with more easily. A slice of humanity, I think. And also, like, general geek appeal. I'm fine with all of them. Brave men and women, the day is ours! That pincer tactic was amazing, Sev. Choosing Longtooth Pass as our battlefield was... I have a problem with my plosives today. Choosing Longtooth Pass as our battlefield was brilliant. A lot of lives have been saved this day. You should be proud. Yet far from enough. We still lost a lot of good soldiers. And many are injured. Being too hard on yourself again as usual. That face could use a smile or two, you know. I wish I could do a Brian Blessed. He'd only be satisfied if soldiers don't die with their heads chopped off. Though I somewhat agree, more battles lie ahead, and with this many wounded. We'll need a place to regroup with the Durandal's army from... Somehow didn't register. Something about this sentence is weird. But who cares? We'll need a place to regroup with the Durandal's army from Farblade. The town of Montcalm is nearby, and its walls are defensible. There we can tend to the wounded while preparing for the offensive to White Rock. Montcalm? Isn't that home to House... For fuck, how do you pronounce that name? Bloody hell! Okay, is it... Uisis? Uisis. Like, I think it's Uisis. House Uisis. Montcalm? Isn't that home to House Uisis? The Stargazers? They won't have an army to write home about. But it's a lovely town to take shelter in. Congratulations, my lords and lady. The battle was won. I'm sure this is merely the start of more glorious victories, yes? I hope it's that easy. Ah, my lord is being humble. Everyone knows the Ravager has never lost a war. We have the Garou and the Faithkeeper, and soon the Durandal will join as well. There's no way we'd lose this, right? Ooh, had to say it. Had to say it. Okay. What's happening? Okay, I have no control. Okay, it was a bit of a delay, that's all. Shut up, you imbecile! What did I do wrong? War isn't so simple. You think you understand how difficult it is to plan a battle? If you think it's easy, then be a real Durandal and lead an army of your own. A musician, making light of war. Not 20 years ago, Farblade had the finest knight in the realm. Now it has you. You want to play music? Fine. But don't just sit on your ass and ask others to win a war for you. Save your breath, Ross. There are more pressing matters. Went a bit hoarse there. Squires. Yes, Lord General. Northeast of here lies the town of Montcalm. We'll soon move there for our next base. Go on ahead of us. Tell the lord of the town, Avum of House Uisis, that we're coming. Ask him to prepare all the food, medicine, and shelter his house has. Should I come along, Lord General? Unfortunately, they'll be quicker without you. Soldiers! Yes, Lord General. Bury our dead and give them proper honours. Tend to the badly wounded so they can walk. I want every single one of you ready to march in 6 hours. Now move it! What are you squires still standing there for? Move! Oh, Chapter 4. A Broken City. Like, I really like, sort of like doing Rossaval's voice. But if I, like, make, like, transferring between Rossaval and Severin is tricky for me. Because, Severin has, I've given him this, very badassy, stereotypical protagonisty voice, or rather boss sort of voice. Bloody hell. And there's something that happens to my voice when I'm transferring between those two, and that something is painful. Okay. As you can see, no real options. Oh, there is an option to go to White Rock Hills. But I can't enter anything, so it makes sure that we can't stray from the path. Let's see what Montcalm is about. Montcalm and House Wissis. Look at that, doesn't look good. Not very promising. No. Dose, what happened here? The World Enders must have come here before us. Look at all this mess. If we hadn't won the battle before, I can't imagine what kind of damage they would have done to other cities as well. Ely can hear movements and voices from ahead. Movements? You mean the Enders are still here? Yes, Ely thinks so. But it's not just Enders. Ely thinks there are human voices as well. Humans? They might be survivors. You're right. We should hurry up and try to find them. Don't let your guard down, though. Those Enders really know how to put up a fight. Saving. I think I'll just overwrite a previous save. I'm curious to see if I can actually stray from the course. Yeah. Okay, and those are monsters. Or rather, like, hostile encounters. Because ultimately, might we not be the monsters? And here we go again. Actually, let's see who these Ender Grunt and the Scouts Ender Grunt. I don't know what they are. But yeah, let's just blast away. I do like the fact that they didn't go to the this sort of They didn't go for this sort of mopey. Oh, we couldn't save them. If only we'd arrived earlier. And instead, Lucien pointed out that how much worse it would have been if we hadn't, like, been competent and all. Because there's way too much mopiness in the fantasy genre. Yeah, she's yeah. And I'm really not a fan of mopiness. Not into it. Actually, pointed thrust seems like a good idea. I'd really like for them to have more transparency with the mechanics, because I really can't tell anything about what's going on. Ouch, that hurt. Does Ilian have... I'll have to yeah, do Nature's Caress eventually if Lucien goes down. But until then, let's just try to end this one. Oh, damn it. Especially when it comes to the when it comes to young adults stuff in fantasy, mopiness is sort of par for the course. That one's got attack up 50. Actually, I'll defend, because the thing is, Lucien inflicts damage, reflects damage on them, which is nice. I really want to bring them down. Both have defense down. Okay, they're getting tired. There we go. I think I'll defend again. Yeah, my problem with the... like... a bit of mopiness is all well and good, but if you sort of get stuck in it, then it's just boring. And also, it devalues the mopiness. It doesn't really... it loses its effectiveness, and yeah, it makes the issue a bit... yeah. I understand people who do appreciate, like, mopiness. It just... well, I'm just not... I'm rather privileged now. I've never been prone to depression or subject to it in any significant degree. Actually, I'll save that for later. Like, I sort of had cause to be depressed, but I managed to avoid it for the most part. For the most part. I've never been clinically depressed, at least, so I can't really speak to that. Now we volley. That we have. Now that we have defense down inflicted on them. Cold Rage gives them attack up 50%. It would be really nice to take that one out, but it's not going to happen. So we'll just try to take that one out. There we go. Do they actually... Oh, that one has defense down because of the Cold Rage. And actually, let's do Poison Sack. Okay, yeah. Let's keep attacking. Shatter. Yeah, keep on doing Cold Rage. Lowers your defense, and you don't attack when you're doing the Cold Rage thing. Okay. Yeah. Let's just do a normal attack. That's all it takes. Okay, Camille unlocks Purge, Arya unlocks Divine Intervention, Ilian unlocks Mark Enemy. Also, we got Steel. I'm not sure Wooden Effigy what that does, but Steel allows us to upgrade our weapons further. Let's actually have a look at what we have now. How do I do this? Yeah, like so. Okay. Mark Enemy. Let's see what that does. Marks an enemy. All allies gain attack up for 3 turns and attack marked enemy. Okay. That isn't bad, actually. That's not bad. Because... yeah, that's several attacks at once, and that can be sort of directed at a single enemy. And if you have a tough boss monster, then it would be sort of nifty. I think I'll try it out. Exchange it for volley. I don't think that it'll like break the game. And Divine Intervention heals all allies and cures negative status. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Heal or Benediction should go now. I think Benediction will make way for Divine Intervention. Because the cures negative status, that can be really nifty. Oh, there wasn't anything for him. Camille had something. Something. Probably this one. Deals huge pierce damage to target enemy. Lowers target's defense for 3 turns. It would be really nice if I could, like, know what huge pierce damage means. Because the game doesn't really give any information as to types of damage or scale of damage. But Yeah, well... Actually, what was Explosive Bolt? Deals damage to all enemies with a good chance to inflict bleed for 3 times. I'm not giving that away. Or not giving it up. Foist. Deals damage to target enemy, extra pierce damage if target is inflicted by bleed. Do I have bleed? Well, that would be a nice combo. But that... Okay, if I paired her up with Ilian, I could, like, go Explosive Bolts, and from Ilian stamina boost. That would bring up the stamina to 3, and that would like just barely enable the use of Foist. I can't remember that anyone else has a like inflicts bleed. Actually, let's I seem to remember that someone had an ability that causes bleed. Not that it really matters. Actually, I'll change that one over because we're not dealing with beasts right now. Okay, that slow burn. Renaud enters battle with HP penalty. Starting from 5th turn each battle, Renaud gains bonus damage. I've got... what is it? The thing that I... yeah, Frantic Charge. That's really useful, and the damage caused depends on HP. Actually, these are a bit crap, the passive abilities. No stamina gains from attacking, killing an enemy will give Renaud 3 stamina points. But that would require a killing blow, and that's not always guaranteed. And sort of tactically more involved than I'd really want to bother with. So. Okay. There was a box here. I want to see what's in the box. Medallion of Health. Equipping. Let's see. Ilian and Lucien have stuff. Actually, what does the Medallion of Health do? 50 HP regeneration per turn. Actually, that's something I want for Lucien, as we noticed. She takes a lot of damage. It's a function. But the Medallion of Health allows her to tank way more. Can't enter the houses. Okay, there's someone here. Oh, don't come near me, monster. Oh, you're human. I'm sorry for yelling at you. I was really terrified of those giants. Okay, the game is thinking things over a bit. So how's chat? Still awake? Okay, this is... Okay. The sea was once beautiful. Now everyone has either left for Farblade or died. I suppose they won't mind me helping myself to their stuffs, won't they? Okay, Oh, it was just the end of dialogue. Ah, glad to know you're still awake. The design here is sort of silly in that there is narrative reasons to sneak about, and the story sort of encourages that, but the mechanics don't. The mechanics mechanics reward you for fighting, and there is no like real penalty to it. Okay, actually that's only in like on the lower difficulty levels. Because on the higher difficulty levels, stamina, health, so on doesn't reset. At least health doesn't reset, so it can really soak up your resources. But yeah, I got rid of volley, so I'll just attack. Actually, I'll focus on that. Doesn't really matter. Cold rage. Come get me. Shit. With luck, we can drop that one before they get a turn. I want to see how far. Okay, I'll need 6. 6 stamina before I can use mark the enemy. Then again, actually not the best thing to do with the this lineup. Okay, this is deals damage to enemy. What does the basic attack do? I'll just actually let's do research. Now inflict poison. Yeah, poison on that one. Okay, what I should have done is actually they've got defense down anyway. So mark enemy. Hello, Mark. You're my enemy. Don't worry, Crowley. We wouldn't believe your confession anyway. Yeah, let's just keep whacking. Okay, that slouching indicates that they're getting tired. Oh. Cute. Actually, using Shatter is pretty much useless, like pointless with these enemies, because they go into Cold Rage anyway and inflict defense down on themselves. I have to keep that in mind. Yeah, let's kill them. But yeah, when it comes to the sneaking about stuff, I'd like for there to be like more significance to it. As it stands, there really isn't much point. Yes. Rend armor. Defense down doesn't matter because Lucien is a battlefield tyrant and will draw their ire. Okay, and poison. Which one did I damage? Which one was it? Which one was it? I have no idea because I haven't done observation with Camille. Actually, the only way to unlock this information about these things, about the enemies, is to use the observation skill that Camille has, which is an interesting thing. Oh. Whack that one. Cold rage. Everyone's in a cold rage. Yeah, let him have it. Healed up immediately. Okay, let's see. Deal damage. I really can't tell the difference between the normal attack and the other, the impale thing. I'm gonna do a burst attack. Because with luck I can finish him off. There we go. Okay, that cold rage ongoing there, so we'll mark it. See if we can bring him down. Nope. Oh yeah, Ilian herself doesn't actually attack. That's a bit of a shame. Down you go. That one doesn't have defense down. No, he does. Yeah, attack. And armor. Yeah. Was gonna die anyway. Wooden effigies and steel. And another fight. Okay. More enemies. Yeah. No point. Yeah, let's just whack that one. Now we're getting enough enemies that the formation actually starts to matter. There are attacks that inflict damage like to a row of enemies. So the middle ones would take damage. But doesn't apply to any of the characters we have on the team right now. I think it's Camille that has that ability. Okay, who's got defense down? Oh, that one. That one is promising. Might be able to end them before... Actually, let's do burst attack. No, at least it's got a nice little drum solo to it. Down you go. It would also be nice to know how the aggro system here works. Like, what are all the things that affect it? I know that inflicting damage affects it, but how much is down to the damage. Does it affect aggro who kills enemies and so on. But yeah, marking an enemy. Yeah, that's it. Ah, nice. Thrust on that one. Bloody hell, that does a lot of damage. Yeah, just keep whacking the bloody bastard. Ooh, levels! Isaac unlocks Sudden Strike. Lucian unlocks Stand Your Ground. Renaud unlocks Adrenaline Rush. That sounds interesting. Let's see. Sudden Strike deals damage with a small chance to instantly kill target. Otherwise inflicts poison for 3 turns. A small chance? Would be really nice to know what that chance is. Would be really nice. I'll keep these. They're just fine. I'll just check if it's... yeah. Power Shot. Ah, Ilian has a Power Shot. Deals massive damage to enemies in a line. That might actually be okay. Yeah, let's take Power Shot. Okay, let's see. I haven't actually used Power Surge on anything. Let's see what Stand Your Ground does. Regenerates HP and raises all allies' defense for 3 turns. We got healers. If I end up with a team composition that doesn't include Arya or Ilian or Camille, then Stand Your Ground would be quite nice. Realm Protector is actually sort of nice, but doesn't, like, if I've got Battlefield Tyrant up, then probably aggroing anyway. Oh, Lassi Lintunen, you have that classic problem of cat on lap. Yeah, I'll forgive you for feline-related reasons. And Renaud got Adrenaline Rush. Renaud's HP cannot be reduced below 1 in the next 3 turns. Okay, now that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, I'll substitute Wild Axe for Adrenaline Rush because Adrenaline Rush is genuinely useful. Wild Axe, just... it's a disappointment. It's always a disappointment. Because it seems to be that, yeah, it inflicts double damage, but it has a 50% chance of missing. So it doesn't really... ultimately, it doesn't really do that much. Yep. There we have it. You're chasing me! Gonna chase you right back. Let's just attack. Would be sort of the completionist in me wants to play through this game with Camille and observe every single one of these things. But I'm like, ultimately, why bother? Actually, I can switch out Isaac's shatter for something else while I'm dealing with the enders. Because they go defense down anyway, so why bother? Except that one hasn't. So yeah, and I just switched mark enemy for power shot. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Like this match, we know what's gonna happen. There really isn't a... Let's see if we can bring down the bastard with one. Nope. But that was enough. Okay, and let's attack the scouts. Brand armor, whatever. It doesn't matter. Die. Yeah, well, Lucien counterattacks every once in a while and tends to inflict more damage than she suffers. Okay, actually, there's a thing I want to do. There's all sorts of collectibles and stuff around. And also, like, equipment. Useful equipment. Oh! Oh, now this is interesting. Also unpleasant. Like, this is not what my, Okay, actually. Cures poison and bleed from target. Not yet. Not yet, no. Because... let's see. The thing is, they'll just poison me again. Let's attack that one. Okay. I'll need to eliminate as many of them as possible. Okay, good. Ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. And the thing is, that Lucien isn't proof against poison. Actually, now I can use power shot. Deals massive damage. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Spadam. That I like. Let's try to kill that one. Yeah, excellent. That one's a mess. No, oh, damn it, it was defending, it wasn't, like, wounded. Can't really tell with the stances. I almost did cleanse, but then I realized that they've recharged stamina enough to do poisonous web again. Just attack. Keep attacking until they're all dead. Not was what I wanted to do. Yeah, that one goes down. There's one sort of annoying thing that I've had with JRPGs when there's persistent damage from one fight to another. Often the only opportunity for healing is in combat, and that's a bit silly. No collectibles. I'm sort of surprised there aren't any collectibles around here. It's just exactly the sort of place where you put them. Like, precisely the sort of place. Is there access through here? Nope. It was a dead end. Oh well, at least I got XP. And loot. Actually, I'll save the game right here. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's 1 past midnight. Well, let's do that. I've pretty much cleared all the enemies, I think. So I'll push through. Push on through. Save just in case. There's something here. Russet crystal. They're basically potions. Okay, how deep is the rubble? It's way too deep. Okay. And there's an enemy there. Let's give the enemy a whack. Cold range, as per usual. Actually, let's do enmity on that one, because that should hopefully bring it. Yeah. One shot, one kill. I've been watching 80s B movies recently. Like, I watched 3 today. So one-liners are sort of I've been infused with them. Oh yeah, let go of that. Yeah, okay. But I've found them to be sort of comforting. They're like my comfort food. Because they're so they're so endearingly crappy most of the time, but at the same time these like movies like Barbarian Brothers and what have you, they tend to have ideas. There's often some sort of vision there, whether it's due to actual creativity or it's simply from the budget forcing them to be creative. Well, that is genuine creativeness or creativity. Okay. How doth I get in? Do I get? Doth I get in through here? No. Okay, no. Oh, there's a hole here. Okay. What have we here? Shh! Did you hear that? What do you think they're doing? Must be some kind of heathen faith. This cannot be tolerated. What are we waiting for? Let's go in and charge! Stop throwing your head straight into battle and start using it for once. We're far outnumbered, not to mention there might be more we haven't noticed. We cannot merely lie silently while they doth this foul sorcery, can we? While they doth this. Yeah. This doesn't look like sorcery. At least not the arcane kind. It's more like a burial rite. Circling around dead bodies, shouting blasphemous chants. What more must they do for their sorcery to be more blatant than this, Camille? Shh! Quiet! They're coming this way. Quick, we need to hide. Hide? Why don't we just fight? Hey, what are you doing? Lucienne has a solution to the problem. Hey! Are all of them gone? Are all of them gone? Can you hear anything, Illy? Illy can hear the world enders leaving the town. But Illy still hears voices from inside the castle. Voices? Are there enemies inside? Maybe, but Illy thinks there's a human voice among them. That could be a survivor. The sounds come from within the building, but a little muffled. Maybe it's underground. Elven ears are different indeed. We shouldn't waste time. Let's go find the survivor. Those chances may have left, but don't let your guard down. Interesting, the double reward, by the way, that they had offered here. That you had loot and then well, not a shortcut, but the place where you wanted to go, and there you just had enemies. I was quite surprised by that. Not gonna say it's good or bad though. Like, it's very much a matter of taste. Yeah, I'll play through this, like, find the survivor, but also find any collectibles and so on, and then I'll call it a day or night or whatever. As I've said several times, I've been talking all day. Okay. This iron door is firmly shut. Perhaps there is a key to open it somewhere. Okay, if I need to look for it, for very long, I'll leave it there, because this feels just like the sort of place where you'd end up with a lot of voice acting, or, well, dialogue. And I'm not sure my voice can really do that right now. Am I, like, blind to this, or... Well, I guess I have to rummage through the town again. I'm fairly sure the enemies have reset. Let's pick a earlier save. Yeah, that feels appropriate. Yeah. Oh, okay, the enemies haven't reset. Let's check out the place where the scavenger is. Here they are. Whoa! Don't scare me like that. I'm sorry for yelling. Is there anything I can help you with, Masters and Misses? We found a door, but it's locked. We can't open it. Looks like it needs a key or something. Have you seen anything like it? A key? Oh. Oh? Nothing, Master. I haven't found anything like that at all. Really now? Why are you looking at me like that? I swear it's the truth. Okay, our options. We'll just look for the key ourselves. And what a poor liar. A bit of threat should work here. Well... the dialogue clearly indicated that they're lying. Or they're hiding something. But then again, like, why would they hide the key? But then, like, meh. Okay, the interesting thing here is that you've got the... I was at first tempted to call this sort of Zack Snyder options, and we'll just look for the key ourselves or resort to threats and violence. But yeah, I think Zack Snyder wouldn't really have option one. But yeah, let's threaten them. Whoa, no, let's not get angry, shall we? Fine, here. I'll give you the key I found. Underground key, okay. Just keep that away from me, alright? Jeez. Can't a scavenger live in peace? That. Okay. Who was this person referring to, I wonder? It's Renard. It's always Renard. Because Renard really likes that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess I'll check the basement before calling it a day or night or whatever this is. I don't think I have any like outstanding appointments tomorrow. Okay, we've got a larder and a barracks of some sort. I just gotta say, I find that sort of thing really frustrating, that you have chests and stuff that you can't open. One of my like major complaints about a lot of point and click adventure games that I play quite a lot. Ooh, Misericord. That's I think that's for Isaac. Let's see. In point and click adventure games, the background often has exactly this. Okay, not often, but in a lot of games that the background artist and the game designers and the narrative designers haven't communicated, so the background art features items that you actually need to use, or the type of item. For instance, like a coil of rope. You need rope. There's a coil of rope in the background art, and you can't interact with it, and that's really frustrating. Okay, this is an interesting combo. Attack plus 42, health minus 80. Not necessarily not necessarily a bad deal, actually, because we've got Lucian and Ilian. We'll trust them. And frankly, I like just the word Misericord. It's if I knew French, then I could like pronounce it properly. Okay, you need to go. Never mind. Apparently, we're exactly where we need to be. Blood. Blood? It's fresh. Someone's been here. That's odd. This part of the castle has been untouched by the Enders. Ely hears something. Okay. Let's figure out a voice for this character. Like, how villainous can you get? There's a mage's hood that implies both posh and not that, like, deep. So we'd get something more along the lines of Grima Wormtongue. This sort of slithering thing. But then again, the mask does indicate a bit more menace. I'm not going Cobra Commander on this. My voice can't take that. even though I do appreciate, because I was one of the first G.I. Joe fans in Finland. Before they sort of were launched in Finland, I got exposed to them through my cousins who lived in the States at the time. But yeah, something nasal. Because that sounds sneaky and I don't have any nasal sort of characters yet. Yeah, I think this is it. No, this won't do. It simply won't do. My. Who do we have here? Sir, are you unharmed? Have the barbarians turned smaller? Maybe there was something with the last concoction. We are squires, serving Lord General Severin LaRue. Do you require any aid? Aid, she said. I wonder if they even know how to aid me. You know what? I think he's out of his mind. How about we just leave this weirdo and get out of here? Illy smells something weird around here. Do you? Ah, you noticed, little elf. It's the scent of ingenuity, my dear. Just wait. Just wait. I'll show them to you. Good. Went a bit Gollumsy there. Behold, my greatest masterpiece. What do you think? Pretty, isn't it? What is this unholy abomination? Is that a world ender? No. It was a world ender. Strong, durable, resilient. Are world enders not a great tool humanity can make use of? Through many trials, I have turned man's dangerous foe into a slave to our commands, turning adversity into our favor. Is this not true brilliance? Yeah, he's out of his mind, all right. This is madness. What have you done to this creature? All these torturous devices, are these your doing? Oh, so much have I done. So much did I toil for this. They withstood so much pain that I had to come up with new ideas, you see. But look at them now. Obedient as dogs. Well, some potions have side effects, but that's just part of the risk. The Weesis should have you hanged for lurking under their castle doing this atrocity. Alas, they aren't here no more. Thus by my blade thou shalt perish, vile human. Didn't she read his nameplate? He is of the Weesis. Weesis. Whatever I decided to do with their name. I don't understand your anger, little girl. These monsters ravaged my hometown, killed my people, took my wife and children. Despite their cruelty, I gave them not death, but a chance to serve our kin. And now you're calling me the vile one? Thou gave them not a quick end, but pain, agony, and suffering. The law spoke of defeating our enemies, but not by discarding our humanity. And these concoctions, these tools, they are all alchemical in nature, are they not? Confess thy guilt now, heretic. Perhaps then my blade may show thee mercy. Like, for once, Arya's showing some naked emotion. I would like to do that justice. But sadly, apparently I can't. I should have known. Lesser beings can't comprehend the work involved in this. Go now, my slave. Have our friends for lunch. Rare indeed. Okay, poisoned. That's fine. No, wait a minute. That might help at some point. But yeah. Ooh, she's got bleed and poison. Oh shit! I should have checked. I really could use cleanse right now, but I'll settle for Battlefield Tyrant. Yeah, Shatter might actually be useful. Now we cleanse Lucian. Oop, there we go. Lucian regenerates. The bugger's defending. I really can't. Don't want to waste stamina on someone who's defending. But I can do. Okay, is that a humanoid? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll... Ah, the poison didn't take. No, just attack. Keep attacking. It's hard to tell if the enemy here is poorly or not. They started out looking rather poor. But yeah, now they're not. At least they're not defending it. Impale. Actually, now save up. Okay. Apparently, they were feeling poorly. Bright red crystal, magenta crystal, small aqua crystal, steel, wooden effigy. Okay. Still haven't used a single crystal, like, after the tutorial. No, more an indication of the difficulty level of the game than actually. Where did that perpetrator go? No, actually more like, where did that perpetrator go? He must have escaped while we were fighting that creature. We should check for anything in this room that can tell us where we went. Where he went. Why not just chase right now? We're wasting our time here. He's had a few good minutes to get away, though. Charging blindly doesn't sound like a good idea. How about we give chase right away? If we really lost him, we can just come back here, right? I don't know. Just sounds like the most sensible idea. That does sound very sensible. I have a feeling it'd be difficult to get back here later, though. Very well. Let us get moving then. Arbalest. Wait, no. Because I'm a completionist sort of fellow. Okay, I'm glad that's not a collectible. Because if it had been, that would have been a nasty move. Why aren't we moving? Back. Move back. We're trapped. And we still have to chase that heretic. I think we have other things to worry about right now, Arya. We should just retreat. I can't agree more. This way. Dun dun dun. Too bad. Damn. Things aren't looking good right now. It's no better over here. What should we do? There's no other way than to fight, it seems. Brace yourselves. Squires, are you here? That voice. Is that you, Lady Belenus? Die, creature! Ponage. Are you squires all right? We've been better, that's for sure. What in the name of the Deus are these abominations? They were world-enders, Sir Astery. They were turned into... Can we save it for later? I'd prefer we get out of here first. You've got a point there. Unfortunately, my combat skills are not fit for prolonged combat. We should just run. Through where Asteria and I came from. Follow me, squires. Oh dear. Deus, is there really no easy way out of this? Brace yourselves, squires. Here they come. It would be sort of cool to have control over Lady Belenus for this sort of thing. Would have offered a different kind of situation. Shatter. Cleanse. Because then you would have had a situation where you have very powerful characters and some very, very weak ones. And you'd have to balance between the weak, protecting the weak characters and using your powerful characters to the greatest effect. Especially when there's a majority of weak characters. And also be more of an indication of their ability. Of course, the narrative here revolves around the squires, so doesn't see the point. And balancing that sort of encounter is Not exactly easy. Schnicked! Okay. That was effective. That did a lot of damage. There's too many of them. I don't think I can stand another fight. Don't lose hope yet. We can still do this. We can still do this. Looks like there's no other choice. Out comes the stuff. Astri, is that... Later. Close your eyes, everyone. Sir Astri, was that... arcane? Yet another practitioner. How many of thee art there amongst the noble ranks? How about we start talking after we get out of here safely? A solid idea. Let us leave, squires. That rang a bit weird. We made it. We're out. Whew. That was close. Sir Astri, back then, what you did was that arcane? Grateful am I to thee, Sir Astri, for mine life thou hath saved. Yet to practice such forbidden arts, this cannot be ignored. 'Tis one thing for a heathen to exist among the common people. The less educated are understandably more prone to be lost in their ways of faith. To have in our noble ranks not one, but two practitioners of forbidden arts. But one of them sent those horrible abominations to kill us. Sir Astri, on the other hand, used his skills to protect us from them. No matter how lenient thy view art... No matter how lenient thy view or art of the law, Camille, this has gone beyond forgiveness. How are we to expect fairness in our lives if we do not uphold the rules as fairly? Astri, where did you learn to do such a thing? I've learned much in my journeys outside of the realm, milady. You wouldn't believe the things common people outside of this realm are capable of doing. My tongue has turned to porridge. I assume you know what will happen next? Yes. Will you resist? No, milady. Very well. Know that we are deeply grateful for what you did to save our lives. Squires, arrest this man. Take him and return with me to the army. What are you squires hesitating for? But Sir Astri saved us. Protecting an outlaw is a grave offence, little elf. Shall I take you into trial as well? Just do what she says, squires. It's all right. Hurry up now. We don't have all day. So, yeah, that sort of adventure. Now, save. Let's replace one of the early ones. There we go. That's the thing. Yeah. It's sort of telling that the law in... Okay, there's that sound again. What? Yeah. That the law in... here's that... that the ends do not... Yeah. It is the fact that Astari used magic that was the condemning thing. And what he used it for doesn't really count for much. That you get you get gratitude and then arrest. Okay, but then again, I don't really know about the justifications for the law. Let's see. Is there anything? Okay, we've got some law. I'll save that Montcalm entry for later. Nothing new on factions or carrots. Yeah, I'd really love to have an entry for concepts. That would be really nice. But yeah, perhaps we'll find out in the next, or in the coming events, what's going on with magic in this place, because they haven't really dealt with it. I don't recall that they've made the distinction between sort of clerical miracles and arcane magic, but ultimately, is that not arbitrary? That the source of magic is the thing that makes the distinction? So basically, it's perfectly possible, and in most D&D-ish fantasy settings, the difference between arcane and divine magic is pretty much like, do you have an iPhone or an Android device? So it's mostly aesthetic. Okay, like D&D, yeah, you have the focus on curing and whatnot, but it's still like energy. And because my experience is sort of founded on AD&D 2nd edition, which had the beautiful, wonderful, miraculous thing of specialty priests who had highly customizable, not just like customizable, like distinctive sets of spells. So you had the situation where only some priests could actually cast healing spells. If you didn't have access to the healing sphere, then no healing at all. Instead, you might like manipulate time or thoughts or something like that. So you could have a party composed entirely of specialty priests and if they were like from different, followed different daisies, then they'd be perfectly distinct from each other. But enough about AD&D. I'm looking forward to actually seeing the continuation and the justifications for things. I'll leave the the chapter synopses for next time. Yeah, my voice is really giving out, but I do feel like I sort of need to wind down a bit. The story's sort of gone rolling forward. Less political stuff. Oh, well, I got stuck less on political stuff and sort of went on with the game. But that was like, I do want to return to the topic of Arthur, because yeah, I feel sorry for the guy. The role of the nobility in this setting is one of not only privilege but also like martial duty. And if you're not suitable for military pursuits, then you're shit out of luck. And it's sort of interesting to see this, the way the system oppresses the privileged as well. They're fucked as well. That they can't get out of that slot that they've been afforded. Okay, and not without like abandoning everything. Of course, that's still way more leeway and way more privilege than the lower classes have, because they can't let it go. That like they would gladly get rid of their poverty and lack of power if they could. I'm quite sure. But funnily enough, can't do that. That actually rolls into this sort of like, is it discriminatory, or is it hate speech to like speak against the rich? And I'm like, I would quite simply say no, for the simple reason that when you look at hate speech against a cultural or an ethnic group, then you're attacking something that is they're born with. It's something that they can't do anything about. Even if there were a fault in them, it's not their doing. The privileged can always give up their privilege. That's always an option. They have that power. But actually, there is a trick to that though. That none of that stuff matters on an individual level. Like, if Jeff Bezos decided that, yeah, I'll give up all of my fortune, all of it, or well, like, effectively all. How many months? Well, like, if he redistributed his wealth, how many months would it take in our current system for all, like, most of that wealth to have again ended up in the hands of a billionaire or billionaires. Not very long. That is the intrinsic nature of the system. So on a systemic level, it wouldn't really matter. It would be a temporary help. It could like provide the resources to some to actually make a difference in the long term. Not saying that, but like assistance actually makes a difference. But it doesn't change the system in and of itself. So what you really need is for all billionaires to give up their wealth. And when I say give up their wealth, like, I just mean the money they don't actually need to maintain their lifestyle. After a few million, the amount of property you own doesn't really make a difference. Then it's just hoarding. But yeah, I should do these more often, but I haven't really. Because I found that I was out of practice. I've been actually speaking English. I spoke English today. I did a podcast. And got to talk some politics. And before that, I actually got some stuff done, which was nice. Very nice. Because I've been very much under the weather. Pretty much the whole year. There's been one instance, I think, this year that I've slept 2 nights, slept well 2 nights in a row. But yeah, it's a bit too exotic now, for my taste, to have a proper night's sleep. But hopefully this coming night will be better. Because I've got stuff done, and I've played and streamed and done all sorts of nice things. Nice, pleasurable things. Happy little things. Oh, bloody hell, now I want to do a map stream. And sort of map and chill. There is a thing about this... about this Celestian Tales thing, because it does require me, or rather I require myself, to emote, and it can get a bit strenuous physically, especially if I've been talking all day. Actually realised I've been speaking English all day. Because I had a chat with... First I had a chat with a Scotsman, actually. And then with an Englishman, and well, yeah, but anyway, native English speakers for the past almost 8 hours now. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully I'll do this again soon, and I'll hope to see you here again. Oh, lassie Lyndon. And yeah, I know the feeling. I should have gone to bed hours ago, maybe. Well, fortunately, no. I don't really have to, but I appreciate the sacrifice. Yeah. What was I saying? I was about to say something. I had something to say. Now I can't remember. Oh yeah. The past streams and this one as well will end up on YouTube on my account user Muadmouse. So if you're into if you want to catch up, for instance, then go ahead and check those out, because these will only stay here for a couple of weeks, I suppose. I'm not sure, because I do have a sneaking suspicion that my previous stream was here more than a few weeks. Ooh! Day off tomorrow? Going skiing. Proper cross-country skiing, I suppose. Because the downhill thing is a bit... It's a bit exotic for Finns. It's always strange to me that if we say in English skiing isn't by default cross-country skiing. Also, a thing about, now that we got to the topic of skiing, I can't help but point out that in role-playing games and so on, there are always, or at least I don't remember seeing a single role-playing game system of the very many I've read that doesn't penalize you for overland travel in snowy conditions, which is something that skis actually negate. In fact, in good conditions, it can be faster. And also the simple fact that, like, lakes and even seas might freeze over, and that can enable travel in a whole new way, provide wonderful shortcuts. It's something that people sort of forget. I once played in this this D&D forum campaign on Radio Rivendell, actually, and the game master, or dungeon master, because it was D&D, so it was dungeon master. The dungeon master was from I can't actually remember which country, but from a tropical country, a country that doesn't see snow, and set part of the game in snowy terrain. And I suspect I sort of peed in his cereal. Actually, their cereal. I'm not sure about gender. Well, yeah, their cereal. By like pointing out that, yeah, we can just like ski over that bit over there, and like it's all secure and whatnot, cutting down on travel time. It's my suspicion, but it didn't show. So if I did provide a curveball there, then they did well as a dungeon master and adapted instead of arguing that there are no skis in this snowy landscape that is snowy like all the time. Speaking of RPGs, I have the last session of my other D&D campaign this Saturday. Our DM is going to the army for the next 2 years or so. Okay. So, going LARPing. Abandoning the tabletop experience for a militant LARP. Yeah, 2 years is a commitment. But yeah, some countries have that. Oh, Navy. Yeah, well, I'm military. The distinction is, well, fairly technical. Oh, Israeli Navy. Yeah. Yeah. That must be a pain. But I can sort of see the point in like being surrounded by a lot of hostile forces, but yeah. Now that's a can of worms, if anything is. Because if only the like particularly Britain, but also the other countries that had like territories like had one of the best DMs you've had, sharing the first place with you, actually. But obviously there has to be a showdown. There can be only one. We shall have a DMing to the death. Preferably before they go to the before they go to the military, because then they'll just kick my ass. But thanks for the praise anyway. Even a shared first position is still a first position. I should have a duel with Chris Knives. I'd preferably have a duel with words. Yeah, well... Sorry. Yeah, well, sorry, Lassi Lintunen, I can't, like, be everywhere at once, but maybe one day. Maybe one beautiful, wonderful day we'll get to play again. Frankly, like, I've been stuck in a bit of a... like a game mastering... not a rut. Well, stuck game mastering. Because in Noppaturi... in Noppaturi I've... after the Urban Shadows campaign that I ran, which went way longer than I anticipated, I immediately started a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which has gone way longer than I anticipated. Yeah, maybe you'll move back here eventually, and then we can play. But then I can, like, COVID, very little gaming going on, except in an online space. But yeah, go sleep. Go sleep. Maybe you'll find the missing words in your dreams. Now that's epic loot. But yeah, I'll... Don't burn all the masks. The carbon footprint would be terrible. Yeah, folks, you can argue over the uh, destinies of and fates of your lovely Moomin masks and so on. But I really have to rest my voice, even though I'm on a roll and wouldn't want to stop. But I have to eat for one thing. But yeah, thank you very much for your company, for your participation, for your engagement, and hope to see you soon. You can find the old videos on YouTube, and also I run and participate in Finnish language role-playing games, tabletop, here on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Noppaturi. You can find me there as well. And also, actually, I've got a YouTube channel for role-playing game commentary, Ropehiren Kolo, with a few videos in English as well, mostly Finnish though, because there's more than enough role-playing game commentary in English already. It's I'd like to say an impacted market, but I won't, because that doesn't really make sense, but that's capitalist realism for you. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and have a good night, one and all. Toodles.